Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Monday, September 7, 2015, around 3:25 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. Hot out right now, over 90 degrees, going to be a heat wave this week, and the humidity is going to start creeping up, be unbearable by Friday. Some news to report. Sad news to report. Actress Jean Darling, famous for being in Argane as a child, passed away at the age of 92. And also actor Martin Miller, famous for being on Route 66, and Adam 12 passed away at the age of 83. So prayers to our families. And during major holidays, I will only be doing 2 video blogs a day just to celebrate the holiday. And my first video blog subject of this day is about a series that I'm going to probably be doing. It's going to be a recurring theme. You won't see this maybe every week or so, maybe once or twice a month. It's called the What If series. And the first What If series subject is, what if Terry Taylor was given the Mr. Perfect gimmick and Curt Henning was given the Red Rooster gimmick when both of these wrestlers entered the WWE in the summer of 1988. Background on Curt Henning and Terry Taylor. Curt Henning was a second-generation wrestler. His father was Larry the Axe Henning. Curt spent his majority of his career up to 1988 in the AWA. He was the AWA World Champion for about a year in 1987-1988. He was becoming one of the top heels in pro wrestling. Terry Taylor started his career in 1980. He wrestled for a lot of Southern wrestling territories like Mid-South and Championship Wrestling for Florida and Mid-Atlantic and Jim Crockett Promotions. Terry Taylor was first a face, but in spring of 1987 he turned heel on Chris Adams and joined Hot Stuff International with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. He was becoming a good heel and stuff. He had a long feud with Chris Adams. He actually feuded with him in World Class Championship Wrestling before he came to the WWE in the summer of 1988. And legend had it, WWE first offered the Mr. Perfect gimmick to to Terry Taylor, and they offered the Red Rooster gimmick to Curt Henning. Both of them turned it down, so Curt Henning got the Mr. Perfect gimmick, and Terry Taylor got the Red Rooster gimmick. But what if Terry Taylor got the Mr. Perfect gimmick, and Curt Henning got the Red Rooster gimmick? If Curt Henning got the Red Rooster gimmick, I think, in my humble opinion, Curt Henning would have probably pulled it off pretty good and stuff like that. It probably might have not have been buried his career like Terry Taylor, but he probably would have played the Red Rooster character pretty good, because backstage Curt Henning was known as a big-time ribber, a very, very funny guy and stuff like that. Later in his WCW career, he was with the West Texas redneck gimmick, playing a cowboy and saying that show, I ate rap, rap is crap, and stuff like that in the late 90s for WCW, but that's another story for another day. And the Red Rooster character, if Curt Henning played it, he would have probably played it pretty good. He probably could have gotten a lot of mileage out of the Red Rooster gimmick and stuff. He probably would have had to dress all red and stuff. He probably would have had to wear that silly kind of spike rooster haircut that that Terry Taylor did when he was the Red Rooster and stuff like that. And it might not look good on Curt Henning, but it would have been fine and stuff like that. The Red Rooster was kind of like one of those comedy acts and stuff that had a short shelf life, but I think Curt Henning's talent, probably the shelf life of the Red Rooster would have probably maybe been 2.5 years instead of a year and a quarter that Terry Taylor did it. But Curt Henning probably would have been face as the Red Rooster and stuff like that. I bet it would have probably sold a lot of merchandise, Curt Henning being the Red Rooster and stuff. It'd probably be in the top 10 in merchandise for the WWE if he was the Red Rooster. He probably would have been like a competitive, like mid-card babyface, winning against low-level heels, but giving highly competitive matches to like the major heels in the WWE, but falling short and stuff. But if Terry Taylor got the Mr. Perfect gimmick, I think Terry Taylor could have easily been play the Mr. Perfect character like Curt Henning did. Maybe not as great, but it would have been, very good and stuff like that and stuff, because Terry Taylor was on the breakthrough of becoming a major heel in the world of professional wrestling in the late 1980s and stuff like that. And he had the charisma, he got the kind of the interview skills and stuff. They were coming along and stuff. And Terry Taylor as Mr. Perfect, he would have done those perfect vignettes that like bowling for perfect games, shooting hoops like perfectly, playing ping pong like perfectly, and chess as perfectly. Terry Taylor could have been doing that just as easily as Mr. Perfect, and Terry Taylor would have had awesome matches with the likes of Bret the Hitman Hart, or Randy Macho Man Savage, or Brutus Beefcake, or Tito Santana, and others during this time period as well, because Terry Taylor was a great wrestler. And I think Terry Taylor could have had several runs as the Intercontinental Champion. He probably would have been managed by either Bobby the Brain Heenan. I couldn't see like Terry Taylor being associated with the Genius and stuff, because the Genius was like kind of a comedy manager and stuff like that. It gelled with like Curt Henning, but I couldn't see the Genius Lanny Poffo gelling with Terry Taylor, because Terry Taylor kind of was a little more serious and stuff like that. But the one thing I probably could not have seen like Terry Taylor as Mr. Perfect is being in a feud with Hulk Hogan around like late 1989, 1990, a series of house shows and stuff like that, because I think Hulk Hogan probably might have refused to work with Terry Taylor, because he was said probably he's too small and not in his league and stuff like that. I couldn't see Terry Taylor like on Saturday night's main event and then stealing the belt and like destroying it on television. I couldn't see it like that with like Terry Taylor and stuff like that and stuff, or like as Mr. Perfect and stuff. And I think Terry Taylor as Mr. Perfect would have been, could have been very great for his career and stuff like that. I told you, he could have won several Intercontinental Champions, and he stuck around in the early 1990s. I think eventually Terry Taylor as Mr. Perfect could have had a world title run and stuff like that, and in the WWE. In fact, when Ric Flair eventually came into the WWE and stuff like that, he could have had a series of matches with Ric Flair over the WWE title. And the Mr. Perfect, gimmick had legs. This was going to be maybe a long-lasting gimmick that could have lasted 5 to 10 years and stuff like that. Terry Taylor could have did it as good as Curt Henning and stuff like that, but it was not meant to be for that, because he got stuck with the Red Rooster character, in which destroyed Terry Taylor's career as a serious wrestler. After the Red Rooster gimmick was over, Terry Taylor went back to WCW. He wrestled for Terry Taylor as a while, and he became like the computerized man of the 1990s. Terrence Taylor and the Taylor-Made Man both were like awful gimmicks. The Taylor-Made Man was a rip-off of the $1 Million Man and stuff like that. And then Terry Taylor went back and forth between WWE and WCW as a part-time wrestler, part-time commentator. He worked in the creative team and stuff like that. So Terry Taylor, had a decent career and stuff like that. But the Red Rooster gimmick killed his chances for being maybe one of the top heels of the late 1980s and early 1990s. And Mr. Perfect, Curt Henning, as Mr. Perfect, got a Hall of Fame career for the WWE and stuff like that. And he was with the WWE for maybe several years. After his in-ring career was over, he was a manager and an announcer and stuff. And then he went to WCW and stuff. And he, it was politics there, stuff like that. But Curt Henning as Mr. Perfect was probably, he was known for that, and he did it perfectly and stuff like that. And he could have been the Red Rooster perfectly and stuff as well. And like Curt Henning passed away in 2003, and he got inducted into the Hall of Fame of the WWE in 2007. And but like I always say, if the roles were reversed, I think Curt Henning could have done the Red Rooster pretty good, and Terry Taylor as Mr. Perfect, you could have done pretty good as well. So what if that happened? The success of those characters would have been a lot different, in my opinion. And that's about it on that. Be back with the second and final video blog of the night, which will be about Red Sox principal owner John Henry. Like I always say, keep calm. And I'm a Julie Button guy, Jolie Buttons, Local 6, Orlando, Florida. Nice smile, nice stunning smile, and nice legs. She has the nicest legs in the world, next to Heidi Pratt's. Molly Rosenblatt of Fox 35 Rocks, Amy Swenzy of Leash 2 Rocks, and Elizabeth Hart of Local 6 Rocks. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out. See you later, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bye.